first of all, we appreciate you being here. This is our annual event for, Nick's Kids, which is all about helping kids. It's all about the kids and creating opportunities for them to have a better chance to be successful in life. So we've done quite a bit in that regard and want to continue to be able to do that, in the future. I think, we just opened our Lank House, which was, I think, our 22nd house. Had that dedication, and we're working on the Saban Center, which is a children's learning center in Tuscaloosa, which will be state of the art. It'll be a STEM hub for teachers to be able to take technologies back to the classroom all over the state of Alabama. So we're kind of excited about that project, and we certainly appreciate all the people that come out and support Nick's Kids, and hopefully we can continue to make this event something positive for everybody in the future.
Coach, how proud are you to see it grow every year? And you're seeing the progress, and now your players are getting involved and stuff like that, and former players and the community.
So I think that's the goal. The more we can grow, the more people we can help. So that's something that we work hard at. It's something that I do quite a bit in terms of making sure that we're making the kind of contributions to do the things we need to do. And we made another significant gift to the Saban Center. So Miss Terry is kind of on the ball on this, so maybe you should be talking to her. We have to get bigger because she's getting bigger with the what are we doing and what are we supporting and that type of thing, which I think is a good thing. It's an opportunity for us to give back to the community. And one of the things that I'm most proud of is, how many guys, when they were playing in Alabama over the last 17 years, can help build houses, help do things to support Nick's Kids. And because they got a great feeling about giving back to the community, they started foundations of their own when they became NFL players or whatever. So I think that's a really significant accomplishment in developing the person who learns how to be a servant leader and help other people for their benefit.
Does your relationship with former players kind of change now that you're not the coach, or is it the same relationship kind of?
I don't think relationships change because you're not the coach. I mean, Tu and Mark are here, and some of the players are still players that were on our team. So that hasn't changed. How it changes in the future will be something I can't predict. But to have Kalen here and the current Alabama coaching staff to support this is also pretty significant, I think, because this is a community effort. It's just not about us. All these people here support Nick's Kids. So to have the university continue to do that, I think, is an important part of it.
Coach, what aspect of the Saban Center are you most excited about?
I think the opportunity for children to learn, grow. Coaching is all about teaching. Teaching's ability to inspire learning. So hopefully we can inspire learning. But I think having a STEM hub for teachers that can come there and actually learn new technologies, take it back to the classrooms all over the state is a pretty significant thing as well.
Now that you're retired, is Ms. Terry putting you to work more at the foundation, or how does that go?
She's so used to me not being around. I think she's looking for things to keep me that way, which is good for golf. But I'm able to do things that I've never been able to do before. Whether it's work things, whether it's speaking, whether it's doing TV, whether it's to continue to try to support things like this, to help in the community. We're actually in the process of starting a sort of a foundation for career development for our former players, which Molly Dodd is going to sort of head up at the university, and we are funding that to some degree. When players get finished playing, they end up calling me. But we have so many great resources at the university that can help these guys launch the next career. That's something that we wanted to get organized and do a better job of. So projects like that, I've never had a chance to do things like that before. So now
early conversations when you guys were kind of having the idea of what Nick's kids could be? What did those look like, and how have y'all been able to maintain the integrity of that goal almost 20 years later?
Well, I want it to be bigger. I want it to get bigger. One of the things that I've had an opportunity to do, whether it was go to Reggie Jackson's foundation or the big one they had in Nashville last week, see how other people do things and how much money they raise for the benefit of other people. We want to continue to use some of those ideas to continue to grow. If you're asking me 20 years ago, would it ever be what it is today? Probably never thought we'd get this big, but I want to get even bigger.
What has Cedric meant for you over the years, and how his role maybe changed in your retirement?
Cedric, he's still, attached to my hip, so that hadn't changed. And he's the most servant person I've ever been around in terms of helping other people, and very selfless in how he spends his time to help other people at the university as well as myself. So we feel very indebted to him.
Coach, of all your former players, who's the best golf partner you've ever played with in your time at Alabama?
Mark's pretty decent. I actually had Mark and Tua when we were in Florida, because they're both in Florida, come up to Jupiter Hills where, we're members, and it was my most fun. We played with one other member, but that was my most enjoyable round of golf I've had this year, playing with the two of them. Mark and I took on Tua and Burke Wyatt, who was the other member, and it was very competitive. But man, did I get killed on all the stuff that's happened over the last, when those guys were playing, whether they were stories about practice, stories about games, talks that I gave. It was brutal for me to get killed from those. And they're two offensive guys. So, that I was always viewed as a defensive guy. And telling stories about how the offense would have a good practice and the defense would have a bad practice, and I would chew everybody out afterwards because the defense had a bad practice, but the offense really had a good practice. So I was getting killed the whole 18 holes, but it was fun.
Coach, how big is it for you to
Last
not
one,
just,
guys.
like Fox marks on and Tua is an NFL quarterback, but you talked about the new thing that you're starting with other players to build career. How big was that? Because after they graduate, you don't want them to just be forgotten.
Yeah, well, one of the things that we wanted to do with the program was we always want players to have a better chance to be more successful in life because they are involved in the program. So that's helping them develop as people, helping them develop a career off the field, which means graduate from school, and see if we could help them develop a career on the field and maybe play at the next level someday. But that last one doesn't last long, so there's eventually you got to have that next career. You're preparing yourself for when you can't play football, when you go to college. So, and we have great resources at Alabama. We have a 1st and 10 Club, which is an organization for just that. But we haven't been able to tie all those resources together and always have somebody that's getting it to the players. So to be able to do that now, I think will be huge in being able to help those guys and use the resources that we have to help them.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you all.